But anyways, I'm going to let you guys watch this really quickly. Now, the reason I got this is because it was sent to me from Justin Waller. And when you hear the content, you'll understand why.
The kind of rise in people saying, oh, you should have like multiple girlfriends and stuff like this, right? So
what do you think I'm going to say to this?
I want to, so there's two sides. There's obviously like the practical side of things in terms of like, you know, should you do that or not? But I also want to discuss from like the woman's perspective, the psychological impacts of a guy who who has multiple girlfriends. But I want to give the caveat that the guy takes care of financially, but he's also there like emotionally for like the children, and he's also like plays a big part in it. So that's obviously like a lot to do. But yeah,
here's the thing: women that accept cheating men are cheating women. It's really that simple.
No. So the reason we'll continue here, but I had to stop it here really quickly. One thing I want to point out, again, this is a topic I've covered not only on this show, but on Access Vegas. I try probably more on Access Vegas. What's cheating? Like in the 21st century, what the fuck is cheating? Is it like, I know what cheating is for me, right? I understand what the modality of my relationship is with my wife. It's closed on my end and closed on her end. She fucks around, that's cheating. I fuck around, that's cheating. Got it. 20th century, straight down the line, heterosexual, you know, Judeo-Christian, you know, was it nuclear family? You know, I got it. Cut and dried, no problem there, bro. But what's cheating for a guy whose pre-existing relationship is already, I'm going to fuck other chicks because I'm so fucking high value, and I love you. I want to have sex with you. I want to have babies with you. I want you as my main. You're my queen. But sometimes the king's got to fuck other chicks, right? Okay, what's cheating? If that's already pre-established, and the woman says from the jump, from the rip, says, okay, yeah, I understand. I love you too. I understand you got to get out of your system. Maybe when you're finally, when we have kids and everything, maybe they'll get it out of your system and you won't, maybe we can actually get a marriage and blah, blah, blah. Okay, got it. What about Mike Sartain? He's no longer with Kylie, but he used to be with Kylie. And then so she would go out and source the girls to bring into bed for the two of them because she's into girls. Okay. Is Mike cheating because he's fucking somebody other than Kylie? At the same time, he's probably fucking Kylie too. God damn, what a fucking life. But what's cheating? Is it that I've asked this before, and I like there's many girls have been on Access Vegas, and I've asked them exactly the same question. Well, what constitutes? I'm in an open relationship. I'm in a throuple. Okay. Well, what I've asked Jessie Preston this. She's got huge tits. Jessie Preston is in a relationship with a guy that she's been with for quite some time, and she has something very similar to what Mike had with Kylie, which is she'll go out and they'll find a chick that they really like, and Jessie's into chicks too. So she'll bring them into bed and they'll have a good time and everything. It's never like emotionally or whatever. They don't catch feelings, or I don't know how they do it, but they have, she has girlfriends that really enjoy fucking her husband or her boy or whatever. I don't know who it is. And that's how it works. I asked Jessie, I said, what would be cheating? Well, if he went behind my back. But you're already bringing chicks in from outside into the bedroom, and that's not, no. Well, what is it? Oh, it's about trust. Okay. Well, I don't want him to go out and fuck other chicks without my knowledge. Like if he told me, hey, there's this chick down at the club, I really want to bang her, and she'd be okay with that as long as that was sort of like laid on the table and says, I really like this chick. Can I go fuck her? Right. Is that cheating? She would say no. I'm like, okay, well, now we have three modalities. We've got the Rollo Tomasi modality. We've got the Justin Waller situation. We've got the Mike Sartain situation. Oh, we got Myron as well. Myron's with Angela, and she's understands that he is who he is. So when you've got high value guys, what's cheating? Or even, you don't even necessarily have to have high value. You can have high value women who are like, well, none of these guys are actually going to be for me in a sort of a classical sense like I am with my wife. So they're okay with an open relationship too. What counts as cheating? In the 21st century, what counts as fucking cheating? I hate to use them as an example, but Destiny and Melina, open relationship. They were married. Adam 22 and what's her face?
Lena.
Lena the Plug.
Yeah.
Married. I saw the wedding photos. I know they got married. They are legally wed. What's cheating? She's knocking it out with Jason Love on. While DJ Academics is stroking it out to the watch party. I know. God, what a fucking life. But what's cheating? That's their arrangement, Sadia. Can't you just let them be happy? I thought you were a relationship coach.
And women who don't accept cheating men are the loyal ones. So if you're going to cheat on your wife and you're going to cheat on your partner, and you think, but I'm looking after her, so it's okay. And the red pill community really pushes that. Here's what they're not realizing.
Excuse me. Bitch, I have been in a relationship with my wife for, 28 years married, 29 years we've been together. We're coming up on 30 years. This time next year, it'll be about 30. Well, married, it'll be 29. Oh, we really pushed this. Who the fuck do you even know in the fucking red pill? You know nobody.
Who's we?
Who's we? Tell me who. This is really pushed in the red pill.
Who?
Excuse me? Who? Most people cannot actually do that. Only high value men can actually cheat. Okay. Low value men lack opportunity to cheat. That's what we talk about in the red pill. We don't like, I remember when Kevin Samuels was saying, yes, high value men can cheat. Right. What are you going to do? Like it was part of a discussion. It wasn't even like later on, maybe it became a should or an ought, but it was part of a discussion, which was, if you're going to be with the guy, the first question was this: what kind of man do you want to get with? Oh, he's got to make a lot of money. He's got to be 6 feet tall. He's got to have a Lamborghini. He's got to have this. He's got to have that. It's like all of these really high prerequisites for that guy. He is the definition of a high value man. When that guy comes along, he actually is existing in the flesh. He's Justin Waller. He's Mike Sartain. He's whoever. He's, I don't know, whoever the fuck you want to talk about. That guy, once that dude shows up on the scene, you know what Kevin Samuels, he just asked the question: should he be able to cheat? Will you get pissed off? Don't you understand that guys like that, guys who have those options, you're going to be sharing that guy with other women? Because if that's the only dude that will do it for you, that you deserve, that your ego and your hubris will allow you to have an emotional connection with, do you not think that guy is so rare that he has his pick of the litter, that he has sexual selectivity? Do you not think, I think it was Pook who wrote this back in the day, it's like, women would rather share a successful alpha than be saddled with a faithful beta. And that's why I laughed at the chick prior to the Billy Ray, prior to this. Oh yeah, there's regular schlubs who are, fat, overweight, pasty guys who are having great relationships with incredible women. Where the fuck are you getting this first? And then second of all, it's like, because they don't have any other options. Because they don't have any. What are they gonna? What else would they do? Like, where else are they gonna go? If they're gonna get their dick sucked, they gotta get it sucked somewhere, right? So, like, where else are you gonna go? So, yeah, I keep throwing this one out there. It's the strategic pluralism theory, right? Which is men who lack sexual opportunity have no other choice but to invest or to overinvest themselves in one woman at a time, but one woman, period. So you want to know why ladies, you want to know why guys get clingy? You want to know why guys get the soulmate shit going and one-itis for you and all this other stuff? They overinvest emotionally very quickly because they lack opportunity. They don't know when their next fucking meal is coming from, man. You're a steak dinner. I love steak dinner. Give me more steak dinner. Potatoes too. Fuck yeah, this is great. Oh, man, I don't want to ever eat anything but steak. Right? Yeah, because the guy's fucking starving in the desert, man. What was it? Eddie Murphy. He's like, if you're in the desert and somebody gives you a cracker, that's the best fucking cracker. That tastes like filet mignon, man. It's like, this is the best fucking cracker I've ever had. But then you keep having that cracker over and over again. You're like, this is just a cracker. It's the same thing. The reason that's funny, even today in 2024, is because it's fucking true. But I think what she's really clinging to is because she knows it sells.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Man.
Jesus.
We need Velcro. You might as well you should just tape the whole window at this point. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the long and the short of it, right? Let me hold on, Joe. I'll get back to you here really quick. What does being zeroed out and red pilled look like? I think a woman being zeroed out could be her just sort of reaching. I mean, it's really rock bottom. If I was to say today, it would be women who are addicted to drugs. Like I'm trying to think, how do you zero out a woman? And you're like drug addiction for sure. How do you get because really being zeroed out is like reaching rock bottom, hitting your worst point, hitting your lowest point. I think most women are already red pilled, but like I said, just getting them to admit it is the real trick. Oh, you put the heavy one up top. That's why. Yeah, put the light one up there. There you go. This is why we pay you the big bucks. Taping. We just need to go do this in the Hex studio is what we need to do. Like I said, most women are already red pilled. There we go. Okay, so let me keep going here.
Only unfaithful women are okay with that deal. Mm-hmm. I promise you.
I can promise you not, because I know enough women who are okay with it. They understand it because there is a new 21st century relationship paradigm right now. This is where a lot of traditional conservatives have a real problem with the red pill. It's not because we're promoting this. It's not because they really emphasize. No, nobody's emphasizing it. We're calling attention to it. I do it all the time. I've said this. There's really kind of four ways to think of four modalities for a relationship in the 21st century. What I have with my wife, which is traditional, right? Close on my end, close on her end. Then there's what Justin Waller and Mike Sartain have. I think probably Myron too, which is closed on her end, on their main chick's end, open on his end for his side chicks. Okay. How they arrange that, it could be like bringing girls in. However, I don't know how it works, but it's basically open on his end, closed on his main girl's end, or any of his girls' ends for that matter. Then there is the Destiny and Molina model, right? Which is, or you maybe let's stop using him. It's the Adam 21 model, which is open on his end, open on her end, and that's just how it works. How that works, I don't know, because I've never tried that. And then there is the closed on his end and open on her end, and that's really sort of the Instagram women still selling their sexual or advertising their sexual availability, where that guy still believes that he's in a closed on his end, closed on her end situation. So she can go and keep her options open for bigger and better guys by advertising her ass on OnlyFans or on Instagram, and he's okay with that. Again, it's the pitch man versus the advertiser scenario that I've talked about. Men are the pitchmen. They have to go and sell themselves. They have to qualify. They have to perform for women, whereas women only have to advertise their sexuality and their availability, which is what Instagram does, which is what OnlyFans does, obviously. And so really what happens is the guy believes that he's in a closed relationship between the two of them, where in fact, it's open on her end because she's still advertising her sexuality. And if a new guy came along who was better than the guy that is in the relationship, well, she's available. So those are the four modalities of relationships in the 21st century. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I have my opinions if you'd like to ask sometime, but right now, for my analytical, pragmatic, praxeological approach to all of this, my red pill approach to all of this is to inform you of these modalities, right? That's all we do. How you take that, how you say, this is how it should be. No. The red pill does not deal in shoulds. It only deals in what the fuck is. And what is those four modalities that I just showed you, that I just talked about. You can take those and say, well, women who would accept that are cheating, lying, damaged bitches. Okay, that's your opinion, but you're an unqualified hack. So I don't know if we should take your opinion for any real merit.
I work with them every single day. What happens is...
No, you don't, because every single day you're doing podcasts like this.
The woman that's actually loyal and really loves you, she can't handle the anxiety of it. She can't do it because she's too loyal, she's too loving, she's this, that, and the other. She disappears.
I can think of it off the top of my head. I can think of at least 5 different girls right now who do, and they're completely cool with it.
She makes her life hell. She's horrible, whatever it is, but she tends to be loyal. But the woman who is there for a paycheck and who's there sneaky, accept.
You see how she slipped that in? She's there for a paycheck. Okay, so now we've determined that not only is any girl like that, she's a cheater, she's also there for a paycheck. So there's no other option. There's no other possibility that chick, well, maybe she is loyal. Maybe she does understand that Justin Waller is a rare fucking animal. And she's like, you know what? That's just how he is. And that's the situation. I'm having his babies and I'm good with that. And remember, this is a very similar conversation to when, Lila Rose, embezzler, decided that she was going to go and post up on Justin Waller for pretty much the same thing, right? Well, you must be with a low quality woman. She must be damaged. She must be in it for the money, because there's no other fucking possibility. There's no other frame of reference, no other association that she can make other than the girl must be fucked up in some way. And you know why? Because her only frame of reference is my modality, right? Which is closed on his end, closed on her end. That's the way it should be. But that's not how we're doing it in the 20th century, because we have more options. We have more availability. We have a global sexual marketplace and not a localized sexual marketplace. And the proposition is she's the same bitch that's going to say men need to man up, men need to make more money, men need to be more qualified, men need to do this, men need to perform to the standards and the approval of women before they are appropriate they're marriageable, so they're eligible for marriage. But yet she's going to turn this into a situation where it should be based on love. It should be based on emotional connection. It should be based on intimacy. But that doesn't make any difference if it's already if the relationship is already built on transaction. Because if it wasn't, he wouldn't need to qualify. He wouldn't need to be in shape. He wouldn't need to have any of this. He could be a barista. He could be a fucking sandwich artist at fucking Subway. And it shouldn't make any difference. But it does make a difference. In fact, she would probably agree. If I was to talk to her, I'd probably set her up this way. I'd say, do you think that guys need to get in shape? Do you think that guys need to make more money? Do you think that guys are fundamentally less masculine than they used to be? Are men are not living up to the expectations of women? Are they not appropriate mates? Because I just showed you video after fucking video after fucking video of women saying that men need to do better. But if that's the case, then it's already premised on transaction, not on this emotional connection, and not on, oh, she's only going to cheat on you and she's a gold digger. But well, she's already a gold digger. She's already a gold digger because that's what the relationship is already predicated on.
This, that, and the other. I promise you, she's plotting her revenge, because in this day and age, the loyal woman, and where she would just stay at home and just close the door when you would do something, they don't exist anymore.
And they never existed in the first place. Especially in the 20th century, they would just simply exit the relationship. But that's not how it works in the 21st century, Sadia, relationship coach.
We have to accept that doesn't exist anymore. So if that woman doesn't exist anymore, yeah, and yet you want to do that lifestyle, accept that only the women that are able to take a financial rather than an emotional investment are going to stay.
Doesn't matter. All women are on the take, according to you. I don't think that's the way it is. By the way, me personally, I don't think that's the way it is. But according to Sadia in her previous videos, men need to man up. Men need to make more money. Men need to be more. They owe women a better life. And the only way they can do that is by getting an education, being better than they are, like having ambition, having drive, being dominant, being in shape. Like what are money muscles game, the laundry, the 436 bullet point checklist, all those things. We got to get at least the first 10 of these. Let's, right? It's already based on transaction because you made it based on transaction, not him. Now you're going to say, well, we need to be based on emotion and intimacy. If that's the case, then he should be able to be a fat fuck and get with the hottest chick he ever wanted to, because that's what it's based on. That's the attraction. They I don't know, magical intimacy. I don't know how do people like get like if you're not have any kind of criteria, like any effective objective criteria for attraction or arousal, where does it come from? Like pixie dust from fucking heaven? Was it like the clouds part and the angels sing and the fucking light shines down and that's how you know it's she's the one? Because this is what kills me on this is like to qualify this shit, she has to backpedal through all this stuff, through the qualifications that would make that guy a high value man in the first place. How do you get with a high value man in thinking that, he's only a high value guy is appropriate? A guy who would be able to have sex. Like I said before, and I titled this, and you've heard me say this a million times. Women don't want a man to cheat, but they love a man who could cheat. Women don't want to get with a guy that no other woman wants to fuck. Because that's part of their ego association. I'm the kind of girl that can get with Justin Waller. I'm the kind of girl that can get with fucking Mike Sartain. I'm the kind of girl. I am so fucking hot and so on my fucking game. I can get with Rollo Tomasi. I can get with those guys. I can get with the dudes who are fucking high value. So how do you get to that point if you're not already high value? How do you get past this? Oh, she's a gold digger. And because that's you're saying that you need to be the gold that she's digging in the first place so you can have that emotional association. So what is it? Is it based on emotional association and love? And I don't know, intimacy, the stars align, you see your girlfriend across the, homecoming dance gym floor and that's how it works. Because I want to know. Because up to this point, she's the one who's saying the qualifiers are X, Y, and Z. And to be a high value man in the first place, I've got to have the things that would make a gold digger interest me in the first place. So what doesn't exist in the world right now? It's not these women as she's talking about. They do exist. I see them all the fucking time. They're on every fucking podcast. And by the way, you could say the Red Pill podcast. We're not encouraging that. They're there telling us this. We're only reporting the fucking news, man. I just work here. What doesn't exist is men with a capacity to cheat. That's the thing. I love this conversation because she's talking about a minute fraction of the male population in Western societies. How many? We should do this sometime. We should do the male or the female delusion calculator, and we should put all of Justin Waller's stats in. Of course, we'd have to max out the money because I think it only goes up to like $500,000.
Oh, okay.
But 6'3". God, I wonder what let's do that.
Share your screen.
I'm gonna do it. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Hold on a sec. Female delusion calculator. It won't take me but a second. Let me do this real quick. IGotStandardsBro.com. I love this. Let's see. I know how old he is. He is 37.
Want to share your screen or
no, it's okay. I'll just read it out. This won't take but a second. I'm just doing the sliders anyways. It's not that important. So he is 30. I want to say he's 37. I'm going to put 36 and 38. I have 30. Can I do back further? Oh, it only gives you a 5-year thing. Let's do 34 and so the mean average would be 39. Okay, so that's a 5-year. Exclude married. Well, that's a subjective subject there. He is white. So we would have to include married.
I guess.
I think, because technically he is 6'3" as last I checked. I'm pretty sure. He is well over the maximum income. So let's push that all the way to the end. Okay. So here we go. 34 to 39, because he's got to be in the middle of that. So that's a 5-year span. I'm going to leave it unchecked for exclude married because you could make a case. Race is white. Height is 6'3". Oh, exclude obese. Yeah, we got to put that on there. Minimum income, it tops out at 500K. So I topped it out because I know he makes well over that. And here we go. My ideal man. Probability. He is representative. Oh my God. Representative. If you wanted to get with Justin Waller, he is 0.020%. That is 0.037% of all white men in that range. he doesn't even bump the needle at 1%.
Yeah, thousandths of a percent.
Are we really going to use, and I love Justin, but are we really going to use him as like sort of a general demographic for this fucking thing? I mean, come on, man. God damn, I didn't even know this. 0.020%. And that's of the general population. Of white population is like 0.037%. Wow. All right, Sadia, continue.
Filtering it out. Those women tend to be disloyal. So if you are going to create that dynamic, be prepared that you're also getting it back, but she's not telling you, and she's doing it using your wallet.
Okay. Trust me on this. If you are 0.037% of the population and you have the kind of money that Justin Waller has, and you have the height, and you have the looks, and you have everything else, trust me on this, Sadia. That bitch is loyal. That bitch is so loyal, she will go out and source chicks for you. Like, I wonder how she would explain like Mike Sartain's situation, where Mike likes to have three-ways, right? So he has a girlfriend, and the girlfriend goes out and sources a chicks. There's other girls on Access. How do you explain that? Is that, well, trust me, she's using you for your wallet. No, she's using you for your yeah, that's I think what gets lost in all of this is it's like, oh, it's the only explanation is it's transactional, right? The only explanation is she must want you for your money or your like, because a lot of the times, like when we're talking about this, when we're getting into, she's not the first person. Like Lila Rose talked about this with Justin before. When we talk about these subjects, like the presumption, like when guys talk about this and they say, oh, they usually like couch everything in moralistic terms. Lila Rose couched it in moralism. She can't, because she's supposed to be a psychologist, right? Wrong. Dating coach. But she presumes right and wrong. She presumes a functional state of contentment, a functional state, like an operative state that is based on a female understanding of the sexual dynamic, not the male sexual dynamic. So the only explanation she could say is if this situation exists, and I will say it is rare, very rare, so rare that it's 0.0737% of the population, so rare. I don't think many men could even ever attain this. That's why I said, like, what doesn't exist is not these chicks. It's men who could pull this off. Certainly not the 80% of guys who you don't know where their next meal comes from. The cracker's a great cracker, right? Women would rather share a successful alpha than to be saddled with a faithful beta. That's the problem. The problem is not guys like the red pill promoting this kind of mentality. We don't promote it. We talk about it, we explain it, we detail it, we get into the nuts and bolts about it. But if you, assuming you're true, praxeological, pragmatic, efficient, red pill dude, objective reality is your prime directive. We're just describing the dynamic. We're just describing the phenomena. We're not saying what you should and shouldn't do. Now, later on, of course, Kevin Samuels and some of these guys says, well, high value man should cheat. No, high value. He never, to my knowledge, I don't think Kevin Samuels ever said should. I think he said can. A high value man will probably cheat, right? Because he has the ability to do so. And the reason for this is because we have, in the post-sexual revolution society, we have made women the men that they wanted to marry, right? And so that's why Pook says, women would rather share a successful alpha than be saddled with a faithful beta. I've said this before on dozens of different occasions. I said this on Valuetainment one time, and women lost their minds. I'm like, well, I'm not saying that, again, me or Pook or whoever, I'm not saying that it's overt. I'm not saying that about those other bitches. Those women might know. They might not know. Depends on what the relationship is. It depends on how the guy is, right? But the preconception is a guy that is this high value is probably not with just one chick, because he has sexual selection, just the same way as a high value chick did when she was 23 years old. That guy now at 36, 37, now has a something approaching sexual selectivity. I'm not saying it's comparable to the average 23-year-old hot girl, because a lot of guys have like run me up the flagpole for that. They would say, well, even a guy who's like maximizes his potential at 36 is never going to have the same sexual selectivity as a 24-year-old hottie. Okay, you may have a point there, but he has more sexual selectivity than when he was 26, right? So now the guy gets into a position where he has sexual selectivity, and he can say, you know what? If I want to play the field, if I want to spin plates, I can spin plates. But we tell him, no, you can't. You're supposed to owe a woman a better life and take all of that equity and all of that high value and put it into a quality woman. Why? Why is that the primary? Why is that the path to fucking contentment? Why? Why is a woman's life plan supposed to be the correct one? Why is a woman's life experience the correct life experience? Why is satisfying that and building that and fulfilling that woman's life plan, no matter what she's done? She could be this perfect virgin, or she could be this, ran through hoe. It doesn't matter, because the psychology is that you owe women a better life. And if you become a high value man, it is your masculine Christian fucking duty to fulfill her life plan. Why? Why is that? Why is one right and one wrong? Why? Well, one leads to pro-social. We got to save the West. No, why? Nobody gives two flying fucks about guys today. And when that guy finally gets into a position of selectivity, he gets into a position of value, we say, nope.
Morality.
You have to fulfill this woman's dreams and life and her whole vision and everything. She needs babies, and look at you, you're high value. Why wouldn't you? Because he can. Because that's not how shit works anymore. And Sadia Khan and this dude, I don't know, Welsh dude who's sitting across from her, whatever, they're still living in a 20th century old order way of thinking. All the red pill does, I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. I'm not trying to promote one thing over another. I'm just asking, why the fuck the sky is blue? Why? Why isn't he the one that's deciding what the fuck is best for him, instead of having other people in a gynocentric social order saying, now that you have this value, you owe it to society, you owe it to females, you owe it to women to give them a better life and to be loyal about it, and to forsake all others and not fuck other chicks and just fuck one chick. Why? That's not what you're telling 23-year-old, 24-year-old girls when they're in their prime. Nobody's saying that. We're saying, go do what's right for you. You go, girl. FOMO, man. YOLO FOMO. That's what we're telling. Where were you? Where are these? Where's the sanctimonious bullshit for 23, 24, 25-year-old girls? Where is that? Sure as shit is not on Sadia Khan's channel. It's not on Billy Ray Brandt's fucking channel. It's not on fucking Hillary Crowder's channel. It's not on fucking Cake Tits channel. It's not on fucking Ashley, what is her? Hannah Cox channel. Where? So why shouldn't he? Like, guys, like the gynocentric social order doesn't give two flying fucks about guys. So why would that guy feel any sense of duty or responsibility to a fucking social order that didn't give any fucks about him until he became a high value guy? Why? Why is the female experience the predominant, the socially acceptable, socially correct one to be the predominant one? Why? No one's going to be able to answer that too, by the way, because it's a matter of who you're going to prioritize. Are you going to prioritize the masculine, or are you going to prioritize the feminine? No one will have an answer for that.
It's a case by case basis.
It is, and it's based on like morality. That's why they appeal to morality after that, because they don't have a concrete fucking answer. Well, God said. Well, all right, I guess I better go give you a better life then. Oh. Wouldn't want God to be mad at me. No. Yeah, of course, it's going to be an appeal.
And that's when it gets even more of like a.
I've never seen it not work that way. Never. Maybe because I do in big cities and stuff. Maybe it's different in rural areas.
What big cities? What big cities are you working in? You're in Dubai. That's all you are. That's all you fucking know. Does she have clients in like Los Angeles and Vegas and Miami, New York? Well, things are maybe different in rural areas. No, actually, that would be the last place that you would find this, Sadia. You would find this in Miami. You will find this in Vegas. You'll find this in Beverly Hills, Hollywood. You'll find that in certain areas of Los Angeles, maybe even Dubai, although I guess it's an Islamic country. I'm not sure. Maybe the sheikhs and sharifs or whatever can have like one main and then have fucking, I'm probably saying it wrong. They can have one main queen and then they have their side pieces. I mean, when you think about it, like you guys have heard me say this before. I stole this, by the way, directly from Alpha God by Dr. Hector Garcia. Go buy his book. The things that have defined a powerful man, high value men throughout history have been resources, territory, and access to beautiful, preferably virgin, lots and lots of them, women. Those are the things that have defined a powerful, high-value man over the course of history, whether it's Charlemagne and the kingdoms of the West or whatever, or it's the sheikhs and sharifs, or it's the fucking emperor of dynastic China and the Forbidden City, and it's guarded by dickless eunuchs, right? So that they don't fuck his bitches, his O's. Those, or it could be like the chief in the Amazon rainforest and keeps all his bitches in a fucking, in a fence. I don't know how it works, but that's the same thing. And by the way, primates in general, gorillas, chimpanzees, same thing.
Social order.
Yeah. Like you want to know why monkey troops, like primate troops, go to war? Same reasons. resources, territory, and access to hot chimps, hot female chimpy bitches. I don't know what the fuck they call them. Chimp bitch. So I don't know why this is like in any way shocking. The only reason this is shocking right now is because we live in a post-sexual revolution world, and we're asking questions that they don't want to have answered. That's all.
And this, that, and the other way, the women doesn't have it. But the reality is, it takes a certain type of woman that accepts that, and that type of woman is the one that's like, okay, I'm going to keep quiet, but honey.
That's so dangerous.
No, it's actually not. As I said before, it's the same. Like, why would you say it? Like primates do this all the time. That's basically what it is. If you look at everything, you look at primates from like silverback gorillas, chimpanzees, bonobos, by the way, which are in no way beatnik, hippie chimps, right? Okay. Even macaque monkeys do the same fucking thing. It's like they have one main alpha male that's like, I'm not saying that there's some betas that help along too. There's one alpha male that has access to a harem. Saying that right? Harem. Of females. And you know what? When that alpha gets deposed and by another, what he does is he kills off the offspring of the previous alpha, kills them, and that sends the females into estrus.
Lion King.
So that I know. Exactly. The same thing happens with Lion King or lions and higher order mammals, right? So what happens is the alpha comes in, or an opposing alpha comes in, kills the rival, kills the offspring, and then that has the effect of getting the other monkeys hot. That's all it is. Like this thing is, she's gonna not accept this. We've been accepting this since we were hanging out in trees. Okay, so the evolutionary side of it just doesn't gel with what she would like to be.
I mean, like
here's what it is: the children suffer.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's going to be back to the core, and that generation continue on.
In my experience of seeing couples where both are doing that, the only people that suffer are the children, because mum is disconnected, dad is disconnected, and they're not connected to each other. When they're connected to each other, the shared goal is the children.
Okay, so not wrong about that, but that's just feels good, right? That sounds right. Yeah? I would question how many like cases she's actually seen of this kind of stuff, because this is highly rare, very, very rare, because only the highest value guys would be able to pull this off in the first place. So you would never see this happen. Just like I said, I love it. I maybe it's because I only work in big cities.
Oh yeah.
Good for you, Sadia. You only work in big cities. I can flex. Humble brag. Humble brag, yes. I'm gonna do that. Well, maybe it's only because I work in Las Vegas, but and bitches are hot here. So. Like imagine me saying that. But out in Pahrump, you guys are dealing with ugly hoes. It probably happens all the time. There's inbreeding everywhere. That's what she's basically saying. It's like, well, you know, maybe in Arkansas, you guys are fucking each other's. I don't know. But yeah.
Big city.
No, I work in big cities. It doesn't happen in big cities. No, it only happens in big cities because that's where high value women and high value men congregate. It doesn't happen at the Walmart crowd in fucking, Paducah, Kentucky. Okay.